Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Good morning and Happy New Year. A spectacular celebration to ring in 2024 during WRAL First Night Raleigh.
And it is starting off as a chilly start for us this morning, 39 in Raleigh and Durham. We also have some clouds out there to talk about. We're going to go over our travel forecast and how today shapes up coming up.
And the end-of-year travel period shaping up to be one of the busiest ever. We're live in Terminal 2 right at RD International, monitoring the crowds as people head home after the holidays.
Also, new state laws officially take effect in North Carolina today. It is January 1st, 2024. Thank you so much for joining us, and Happy New Year. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. We always appreciate your choosing WRAL to keep you informed and get you started for your day. Let's welcome in meteorologist Anthony Baglione into our conversation, tracking some chilly temperatures this morning.
Yeah, certainly chilly. Good morning to both of you. Happy New Year, and all of you at home watching this morning. It is cold. We have temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s out there. It's a couple degrees warmer than where we were yesterday, but when we're still in the 30s and 40s, it's relatively negligible. We take a live look right now. Downtown Raleigh, of course, was a very packed place last night with WRAL's first night in Raleigh. Everything went very well, and we've had a successful celebration here heading into 2024. We have a little bit of cloud cover, especially south of the triangle right now. Some of that may keep our temperatures from dropping any more this morning, but it's still going to stick with us here over the next little while. 52 is our normal high. We're going to hit that this afternoon. 51 as we go into tomorrow. There's a cold front coming through today that really won't have much effect other than to drop those temperatures just a touch tomorrow. We go back to 55 on Wednesday, and then our next potential system comes in next weekend. We're going to walk through that here and show you when we could see more rainfall coming up here in a few minutes.
Anthony, thanks. Well, the new year is here, and people are winding down after their celebrations, including a big party in downtown Raleigh. Yeah, that was the iconic Acorn Drop ringing in 2024 right at midnight. It's part of WRAL's First Night Raleigh celebration. Tens of thousands of people gathering on Fayetteville Street to celebrate the start of this new year.
And people who attended First Night Raleigh enjoyed plenty of live music, rides, and food. Vendors explained to us the impact the event has on their business.
It's a great event. I mean, everybody's happy. Everybody's in a good mood. Fayetteville Street has always been good to us, no matter what the event. The city of Raleigh always comes out, and when you've got an event like First Night, you've got people from all over Central North Carolina coming in for it.
The Acorn Drop, it was cool. And the fireworks. Yeah, and the fireworks. Yeah. They're really like rainbow colored and other stuff. Yeah, it was good.
Oh, so sweet. And of course, as the kids were saying, the fireworks followed the Acorn Drop, which is a favorite for so many. Well, the sheer volume of travelers over the holiday weekend could cause some trouble at airports. Long lines at security have been a common sight at RDU over the holidays, and we expect to see them again today as people travel home. WRAL's Laura Levine is live at RDU this morning. Laura, good morning. Happy New Year. How does RDU look?
Happy New Year, Michelle. Yes, good morning. Here at RDU, as you've mentioned, this is expected to be a very, very busy travel period. And this morning, as people are heading home, we get to see those sweet reunions or some people having those long, extended hugs as they say goodbye to their loved ones. I just checked. There's only about 3 delays and 0 cancellations. So things are moving nice and smooth at RDU this morning. The airport expects that 23 that they ended the year very strong as passenger traffic with that high passenger traffic and announcing those new airlines, adding new destinations and welcoming those new passengers. They're expecting that to break the record back in 2019. And more than 403,000 people were projected to travel through TSA over the extended holiday season through December 18th and January 2nd. So tomorrow, with a total of about 806,000 passengers flying over that 19-day holiday period. And with those projections, that means RDU will serve about 22.5% more passengers than they did this time last year. RDU made sure that they hired more staff so that they can accommodate the increased passenger traffic here at the airport. We saw a lot of that here this morning, more ambassadors on standby, ready to help, but As you see here, things are pretty quiet at RDU this morning. We'll continue to monitor cancellations and delays throughout the day. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live at RDU.
And we're following some breaking news right now. One person is hurt after a crash in northeast Raleigh. WRAL's breaking news tracker getting this video for us from the scene. It happened on North Raleigh and Westinghouse Boulevards near the I-440 and 401 interchange. The person involved is expected to be okay. Some breaking news now from overseas out of Japan. A tsunami alert in effect right now after a 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck the western part of that country. It happened around 2 o'clock this morning, our time. Now, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, powerful aftershocks followed that quake. People have been told to leave the affected areas almost as soon as possible. No immediate damage was reported.
Firefighters are working to figure out what caused a fire that destroyed a house in Moore County on New Year's Eve. Around 8 o'clock last night, crews were called to the home on Pinewood Drive outside of West End. Firefighters say no one was home at the time. Crews from nearby stations were called in to help fight that fire.
The Greensboro community mourning the death of a police officer shot and killed while he was off duty. A growing memorial at the Greensboro Police Department honors Sergeant Philip Dale Nix. Police say Nix witnessed a crime happening at a Sheetz over the weekend, and he approached the suspects. He was shot and died at the hospital. The department's social media post says Nix worked many assignments, including criminal investigations as a detective, a patrol sergeant, and most recently supervisor of the Family Victims Unit. Nix was also team leader for the peer support team for more than 12 years.
I think it shows the dedication of our police officers, whether they are on duty or off duty, that they are always focused on protecting our community and serving our community. And I think he is a hero.
3 people have been arrested in connection with Nix's death. 2 18-year-olds, Jameer Foster and Zaquaria Blackwell, along with 28-year-old John Morrison. Foster is charged with first-degree murder. The other 2 men face accessory charges. Well, starting today, adult websites may require driver's licenses, while others may go dark in North Carolina. A new law meant to protect children goes into effect today. The state law requires adult websites to verify ages to make sure no one under 18 is visiting. It doesn't spell out the method of that compliance, and the company that owns the largest adult websites in the country would only tell WRAL the company plans to comply, but it would not say how. The law does say, though, that once these websites verify the user's age, they're required to discard that information.
Also beginning today, the process of how teen drivers get their licenses will change. This could mean a delay in getting that next level of driver's license. Teens are now required to have their learner's permit for 9 months before being able to get their provisional license. During the pandemic, this time was shortened to 6 months. The DMV has added 250 staffers statewide to try and cut down on wait times. So that could help. Drivers should call the DMV or go online to get an appointment. And a small plane crash in just north of Charlotte killed the pilot. This happened in Iredell County around noon yesterday. According to Highway Patrol, the single-engine plane attempted to land at Lake Norman Airport, but hit several trees and crashed into an abandoned home. The pilot was taken to a hospital where he died.
The family right here next to us, they were outside when this happened. The runway for the airport's directly across from our location, so he was lined up for a landing. He had been out, from what we've heard, about 20 minutes flying and on his way back in when he made an emergency maneuver to land quickly.
And troopers have identified the pilot as Randy Mislovich. The FAA is now investigating.
I want to turn our attention now back to New Year's Eve celebrations. About 1 million people plus packed New York's Times Square and the Big Apple to ring in the new year. Security measures like drones and more than 1,000 officers were used as tensions remain high. Officials say there are no major incidents to report. Well, just about an hour after Raleigh and New York celebrated the new year, Dallas ringing in 2024. Their celebration featured a drone show and fireworks. This year's show, which happened at Dallas's Reunion Tower, featured a record 500 drones. How cool is that, Michelle?
That is awesome. And the town of Mount Olive, this is awesome too, celebrated the start of the new year with its annual pickle drop. There it is. The University of Mount Olive hosted the 23rd annual event. Hundreds gathered last night to count down a little early at 7 p.m. From the tower, the glowing New Year's Eve pickle descends into a giant pickle jar. And after the big pickle drop, there were fireworks for the crowd to enjoy.
All right, I'll raise you one and get to the new tradition in Nashville, North Carolina, an egg drop. Instead of a ball, the community cheered as a giant egg was lowered from a crane at 7 p.m. last night. The event was sponsored by Braswell Family Farms. The egg is an ode to the farm's 80 years in the egg and feed business. It is 8 feet tall, 6 feet wide, and made of stainless steel and resin.
See the amount of people that are here, I have no idea. I mean, there's well over 500 and maybe more, but I don't want to say it, but it's just amazing to see that the community welcomes it, wants it, and is here to enjoy it. And so we're blown away by the turnout.
Love it. Families were also treated to music, fireworks, and lots of food.
All right, still to come for us this morning, Panthers suffered a historic loss, and it's not the only headache. Team owner David Tepper is facing the video that appears to show him tossing a drink on a Jaguars fan.
Also, record-breaking migrant numbers at the U.S.-Mexico border. A closer look at the highest monthly total in more than 2 decades.
And no travel problems as you're headed out over the next day or so, but we are watching when our next storm system could come in, potentially Wednesday night and Thursday. We're going to walk through the details and show you even another one beyond that right after this break.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Time now at 6:14 for us on this Monday morning. Let's talk about when we could see our next potential weather maker. We're dry for us today into tomorrow. This next system, though, we've been watching potentially coming in Wednesday night and Thursday. What I'll say is the bulk of the moisture, though, is likely to go to our south, and we're not likely to see major impacts from that. Overall, a relatively limited impact system, but we'll keep you updated on that. It does look like isolated showers for our southern counties could be a possibility. Make sure to keep checking back, though, and we'll let you know here as we go closer to that system. Here's Futurecast. We go over the next couple of days. There's some cloud cover for us this afternoon. We are nice and dry. There's a system spinning offshore that will not have an impact for us. We go ahead, though, to that next system into, again, Wednesday and Thursday or so. It starts to approach from the southwest right there, streams in a little bit of moisture, and then we may see some light showers into early Thursday morning. It gets out of here by the time we head into our Friday. We'll talk about that, though, more in detail here in just a few minutes and show you another system into next weekend coming up, guys.
Thank you, Anthony. It's been a record-setting month at the U.S.-Mexico border as authorities encountered more than 225,000 migrants. That Homeland Security data is the highest monthly total recorded in more than 20 years. Cities all across the U.S. are struggling to keep up. For months, Texas Governor Greg Abbott bussed thousands of migrants to New York, Chicago, and Denver. This welcome comes at a cost.
When you're talking about 10% of the budget to allocate for cities on this, that's unsustainable. When we have every single hotel room in the city full of migrants that have arrived, that's unsustainable.
Smaller municipalities have passed ordinances to try to stop the drop-offs, while the mayors of so-called sanctuary cities are asking the federal government for help.
Investigators believe a fire at a Charlotte hotel was likely caused by what they call carelessly discarded smoking materials. At least 90 firefighters responded to a multi-alarm fire at a hotel in Southeast Charlotte on Saturday. This is a look at the scene there. It was at the historic Golden Green Hotel. The battalion chief reported the fire was contained to one room on the 3rd floor. The man who was in the room where the fire reportedly started told reporters that an outlet in his room sparked the fire while he was in the shower. The Charlotte Fire Department said electrical failure was not completely eliminated.
One person is seriously injured and 3 displaced after a fire in Harnett County. Boys Creek firefighters were called to a mobile home on Randall Lane just before 1 Sunday morning. One person was taken to the UNC Chapel Hill Burn Center. A dog also died in that fire. The investigation into what caused it is ongoing.
And a man is dead after police found him pinned underneath a vehicle in Raleigh. Police were called to the home on Mayflower Drive yesterday afternoon. Raleigh police found a man pinned underneath a vehicle. He was not breathing. Police say it did not appear to be criminal in nature.
Holliston native, AGT star of The Voice, Brooke Simpson, joining Dan Haggerty and Ashley Rowe during the WRAL First Night Raleigh celebration. Her music has taken her from right here in North Carolina to all across the country and the world, of course. Simpson highlighted her eventful 2023.
Your talent, your music has taken you all over to the West Coast, to Broadway, and then all over the country. You have had such a year.
Let's not forget one of your grandest accomplishments, hosting this show about 6 years ago.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget.
Top tier, top of the list. Yes. I mean, I can't believe it's been 6 years ago, but this past year has been incredible. I got to tour Europe for the first time with the punk band Scary Pockets, as well as touring the world with the Broadway musical 1776. And it's just been the adventure of a lifetime, getting to play iconic places like the Kennedy Center and whatnot. So it's been awesome, and now I'm just excited to be home, spending time with family, bringing in the new year, and recording new music.
It was great to see her in 1776 at DPAC. Well, she says this year will be more restful after being on tour for 2 straight years, and she's looking forward to recording new music.
I love that. Well, couples across the country raced to Las Vegas to get married on the last day of the year. Part of the reason they wanted to marry was because it was 12/31/23 or 123/123. Some people are calling days like this a magic date. The most recent popular date was February 22nd of 2022.
Special dates always bring in extra people. So last year, 2/22/22 was really big. 2/20/22, 2/2/22 was really big. Before that, 10/10/20 was huge, even though it was in the middle of a pandemic. And 7/7/7 was our biggest day of all time, where we did almost 4,500 weddings in one day.
My goodness, and wedding experts are watching to see if this date could be a record setter. So we will have to wait and find out. 123/123. Meteorologist Anthony Bagliome are hoping for some record-setting beautiful temperatures this year.
Yeah, we're going to see, though, Michelle, here a chilly forecast for us today. It really looks like we're going to be pretty consistent as we head into the next couple of days. No big fluctuations for us as far as heat or cold are concerned. Let's talk about, though, where we sit. This is a look across our part of the country for our 24-hour temperature change compared to this time yesterday. Not a huge difference outlined right here, but you can kind of pick out right about there where we do have a cold front that is in the western part of our state. Behind the front, we see a slight temperature decrease. Out ahead of the front, we are warmer than this time yesterday. That air mass is going to get closer. Again, not have a huge impact, but drop temperatures probably just a couple degrees for tomorrow. There is the front itself, though. It has some cloud cover outlined out ahead of it, even a few snow showers behind it from the lake up there in Ohio, Indiana. They're dealing with that, but we should be nice and calm here for any travel today. Cloud cover should stick with us, I think, for the next couple of hours. We'll call it filtered sunshine. I think partly to mostly cloudy skies today. It should be a pretty nice forecast on the whole, though, with temperatures in the 50s this afternoon. We're getting close to 40 across most of the area. In fact, there's a lot of 39s on the map at this point, and that seems to be the favorite number there, 36 in Roxborough up to the north. We're going to continue to warm up as we go into the next couple of hours. 42 there right about 9 o'clock, and then lunchtime we're talking temperatures in the low 50s, 53 for an afternoon high temperature. So just a couple degrees cooler than yesterday. Across the region, we have some of those clouds in place, but it looks like the bulk of any rainfall, maybe some light snowfall, could be up toward Washington, D.C. We are on the south end of that part of the system, so we should not see any major impacts from that. Very consistent, though, the next couple of days. We're at 52 for our normal high, 52 today, 51 on Tuesday, a little bit warmer on Wednesday. Then we go back down there into Thursday and Friday. It's not going to be a big temperature fluctuation kind of week for us, which is kind of good as far as when we look at the data. But, you know, it's going to be a little bit chilly here starting off in the mornings. Here's where we go from here, though. 51 on our Tuesday. Tuesday's looking great, by the way, with sunshine. 55 on Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies because we could see another system coming in. Relatively low rain chances, mainly south of the triangle then, but a more impactful tropical system comes in next weekend. Saturday is looking wet. We're talking potentially scattered showers and storms, and it looks like a pretty heavy rainfall day. We'll keep tracking that, though, for you closely here into next weekend.
All right, we'll take the rain. We need it. Hey, Anthony, thanks. Area hospitals are now changing policies because of the rising number of flu cases. The new requirements for visitors starting this week.
Plus, a video of Panthers owner David Tepper is getting some attention online this morning. What he appears to do with his drink while he was watching the Panthers game.
Heading to break, take a look at your screen. Your North Carolina education winning lottery numbers right there for your viewing pleasure.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Well, during our WRAL First Night Raleigh coverage, our Ashley Rowe gifted co-anchor Dan Haggerty with a belated Christmas gift. Take a look at what happened about an hour before midnight.
I didn't really feel like this jacket was doing a good job of keeping me warm.
Don't say that.
Well, you know, I brought a wardrobe change. So
let's go.
Yeah. So I brought this. I was thinking maybe I could put this on top.
How embarrassing. I have the same jacket right. No, I don't, but that'd be funny.
Well, it's funny you say that because I got you a Christmas present.
Go on.
Yeah. Let's just pull it right out here. How about this? This is for you.
Oh, you
Hey,
know,
I like that.
Dan wore the gold jacket briefly, complimenting Ashley for such a perfect gift. You want something sparkly
You
on New
have
Year's
to
Eve.
sparkle on New Year's Eve, and they look fabulous.
I think she
love
should
it.
have worn it the whole night.
I think so too. It's amazing.
Love it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, a video on social media appears to show Panthers owner David Tepper throwing a drink on a Jaguars fan beneath his box. This happened near the end of Carolina's 26-0 loss at Jacksonville. Tepper's reaction came after rookie Bryce Young threw an interception with less than 3 minutes to play that kind of sealed the deal that they were going to lose. It's unclear whether Tepper was reacting to something said to him or the latest miscue for the team. Of course, with the NFL's worst record, you see it in the video here. He quickly just tosses the drink and just tosses the cup away right there.
And unfortunately, it was dumped on a Jaguars fan. Which, you know, as an owner, you got to be better than that.
Owners are held to a higher standard than the players are. So, the NFL might throw a hefty fine at him.
We'll be looking to see what happens with that today.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the town of Salemburg, North Carolina, ringing in the new year early with a heart drop.
Aww.
This is the second year for this tradition. At 7 p.m., the heart drop, followed by fireworks. There were food trucks, games, a DJ. This new tradition comes from the town's tagline, small town, big heart.
Aww.
And over in Southern Pines, a large crowd gathered for their pine cone drop at 8 p.m. last night. This is video from the event. You can see many families came out to enjoy the occasion.
It was a record-setting holiday travel year here at RDU, and today many people expected to fly home after the long holiday period. We'll give you a live look at the airport and check in on those cancellations and delays.
And it is definitely a cold start for us this morning. As we head into 2024, though, we'll give you a look at what temperatures will shape up to be and if we have any travel problems coming up.
And we'll take a live look at Fayetteville Street in downtown Raleigh, the cleanup after tens of thousands gathered to ring in the new year.